Prolite trailers have been made for 25 years. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary. Since then, we've basically been focusing on trying to make camping life, trailer life, as accessible as possible to anyone without the need for a big vehicle. They're designed to be light, economical, easy to use, basically keep you out of the elements, warm, dry, and happy for as long as you're out there camping. Really, the goal is basically to make Prolite and camping for everyone.
Hey folks, Stay Hiker from the 6 here, coming to you from the Prolite factory. I'm all the way up in Saint Jerome, Canada, which is just north of Montreal. I've driven all the way up here to show you some Prolite trailers. Prolite is probably the leader in the industry in terms of really lightweight trailers that you can tow with cars. And today I'm really excited to show you this Bunkhouse profile model. And this model starts at a dry weight of 1,760 pounds, yet it sleeps 4, including having 2 big bunks. So I'm really excited to show you this one. We're going to do the usual. We're going to walk around the outside, we're going to go inside, and we'll also go through my pros and cons. Let's get started. But before we get started, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Arvika bike racks. And let's start on the nose of the profile. And as you can see, we have a manual tongue jack. You could certainly get your dealer to option a power one, but in the spirit of lightweight, I would keep it manual. We have a single propane tank. You've got your propane valve there. And we do have 2 stabilizers, one on either side. So we have a 30 amp connector, and it's the kind we like where the cord is separate, and that means there's no hole there that mice or anything can get in. On this particular model, we have a solar panel where you can plug in your solar panel, which is nice. And we also have the inlet and the outlet for the furnace. Love this new graphics package on this trailer. So this is new for 2025. And really a nice update to what they had in the past. I'll put up a picture of the old graphics package on the screen. We have our fresh water fill right here. We have our city water connection right here. And I'm just gonna go back and point out, I love the fact that we're still getting some propane fridges on these units. So you can see the vents for the fridge there. Just makes life a lot easier for boondocking and not having to worry about what your battery capacity is. Now, down below here, we have our gray water dump. And there is no black pull here, and the reason for that is that we have a cassette toilet. Let's just open this up for you. So there's the cassette toilet. Some people kind of roll their eyes when they hear cassette toilet. 5 gallons, so it's a small capacity, but the ease of dumping this, knowing that you don't need a dump station, you can basically dump it anywhere that there's a toilet. We used one in New Zealand when we did our trip there, and we loved it. We do have 2 stabilizers at the rear, and then in the back bumper you have storage for the sewer hose, and I'll just show you how that works. And so you've got the whole width of the trailer for your hose, which is great. And here we are at the back of the profile. You can see that we have a spare tire. I'll put on the screen whether that's optional or standard, I'm not sure. There's also an outdoor shower, same thing, not sure if that's optional or standard. I'll put that up on the screen. And you can see, nice spot to see the nice single piece fiberglass that we have all the way from the back, bottom of the bumper, all the way to the tip of the front by the A-frame, which is really nice. Coming around to the campsite. So we have the hot water heater just hiding behind this plant here, which is fine. You can see that we have an awning. I believe that is optional. I'll put that up on the screen as well. And we have 2 windows here because this is a bunk model, and these are tempered glass. These are not plastic windows, and they are awning style though, which means even if you don't have the awning, you'll be able to leave those open at night for ventilation. We do have a 120 volt plug right here as well, and we do have, that looks like a 12 volt plug. Huh. Wow, I've never seen one of those out on the outside of a trailer before. You'll also see that we have this nice little ambient lighting kind of thing, which will help to light when it's dark at night in a campsite. You'll be able to see the step and not trip, which is really nice. We have an amber porch light as well, small grab handle, a single step. And one thing I'm just noticing, I wish this door was just a little bit bigger. Now, I'm not sure, it's just right around the size where my barbecue might fit through it or might not. I'd have to actually have the barbecue to know. But I wouldn't mind if that thing was just, maybe 3 or 4 inches wider. And we have a screen door. And we also have an integrated blind. And there you go. so you can black out that window as well.
Last but not least in our outside tour, as we head up onto the roof, you'll see the standard fan for ventilation. Rooftop AC is optional, but was not selected on this particular trailer. Before we look at the interior, a big thanks to today's sponsor, Arvika. I actually bought my own Arvika bike rack a few years ago, and I loved it so much that I wanted to collaborate with them. Who is Arvika? Arvika Bike Rack is a Canadian company, and they've been in business since 1999, so you know their products can handle North American roads and weather conditions no matter where you are. I love how easy it is to find the perfect fit on their website. You can shop based on your trailer model or the type of trailer you own. Then just choose the number of bikes you want to carry and the width of your bike tires, and you get the perfect rack for your needs. For the Prolite Profil, the short A-frame bike rack kit is perfect. It's sturdy, easy to install, and allows you to transport your bikes without compromising access to the trailer. I also recommend checking out the loading ramp. It makes loading and unloading so much easier, especially if you have heavier electric bikes. If you need a bike rack, be sure to check out the description for a link and our 10% off discount code. And remember, the best way to support our channel is to support our sponsors like Arvika, since we get a small commission for every sale using our discount code. We love our Arvika bike rack, and you will too.
So as we step inside the Profil, you're going to see on the right we have the dinette, which is a 4-person dinette and perfect for 2 kids and 2 adults. It is a little slanted because of the shape of the front of the trailer, but for 2 kids and 2 adults it's going to be just fine. And then we have our kitchen right across from the door, and to the left of the door we have our bunk beds. And you can see we've got a bank of cabinets here, and then we have the bathroom at the back of the trailer. So let's just start and take a look. And I'm just going to scroll down, and you're going to see that the dinette is actually a freestanding table as well. So you've got basically a leg like this on both sides. So you could take it outside of the trailer if you wanted to. And this is going to convert down into a double bed as well. So this is where mom and dad would be sleeping. And now, heading over to the kitchen, you can see that we have cabinets up top here and plenty of space. And you've got the microwave over there on the other side, but just this one cabinet is going to be enough space for most of your dishes and what have you. We have a Dometic, and this is a 2-way stove or fridge. And it's the same fridge that I have in my trailer. Gets the job done. One thing that with these propane, when you're running on propane, is that it's usually better if you can put everything in when you start your trip at least, put everything in the fridge at home and get it nice and cold, get a few things, whatever you can have frozen, put it in there. You let this run the day, a good day before you're going on your trip as well. And then they work great. If you're trying to cool everything off that you bought warm at the grocery store, it will be a little bit of a challenge. You can see up here we also have a light for the kitchen, and we have a nice RV size sink, but it's actually a decent size and a decent depth, not bad. And the faucet does swivel. It's not a pull down faucet though. Nice decor, and you'll notice that they've changed the decor, and I really appreciate this change. So that was my one maybe complaint the last time that we looked at a Prolite, was just it was starting to look a little dark. And you can see they've gone to a lighter color on the walls and a much lighter color and a much more modern looking flooring as well. And it really helps to brighten things up. So really appreciating that change for sure. We do get a Dometic 2-burner stove as well. And you can see that. And underneath the sink, we do have some more storage. So let's take a look at that. And as you can see, there is a lot of storage here. I'm very impressed with the amount of storage in this trailer. So we've got the wheel well down there in the bottom section, but this upper one is a huge amount of space. So between that upper cabinet and this cabinet underneath the sink, plenty of kitchen storage. And then we have a pantry, which may also double as a closet. So no, it's set up as a pantry, but huge amount of storage in here. And these are quite deep cabinets for such a tiny trailer. And coming down here, and you can see plenty of space. So that outside storage, you do have access to it on the inside through here, and I'll just show you. And you also have storage underneath the bunk. Now you don't have outside access to this, but you can see that there is a huge amount of storage underneath here as well. And you actually have a lot of payload too, almost over 1,400 pounds of payload on this trailer, which is pretty wild when you think about it. I love that these hinges somehow hold themselves up. I don't know how they do it, but they do. All right, let's take a look inside of the bathroom. And as you can see, it's a wet bath. There's our cassette toilet. We do have a light. We do have a fan. And then we have our toilet. And looks like quite spacious. But anyway, let's test it out and see. All right, I've kicked off my shoes to head into the bathroom here. And I'm exactly 6 feet tall, as you probably know if you watch the channel regularly. And you can see you've got about maybe another inch or two, so no problem with space. If I were taking a shower, I'd probably kind of stand on a 45-degree angle here, put my soap and stuff on the toilet. And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit tight, but actually it's not bad. It's decent. Certainly for going to the bathroom, you know, there's good amount of space. Not a huge amount of elbow room, but it's decent. This is one I'd probably even be willing to use with the door closed. So we're going to give this wet bath a 2 thumbs up for sure. So another thing I want to point out is that they've changed the design of the curtains. So they used to have kind of like almost a home style curtain with a big curtain rod and everything. And they've gone to a magnetic style. And we'll see if we can pop these open. There we go. And there we go. And you can see, so it's magnetic, it's a complete blackout. So if you want to sleep in, you're not going to have any problem with daylight or anything. And then you can just roll them back up again in the daytime. And we'll see, looks like I can almost do this with one hand. This is the first time I've done this too, so. And there we go. So, love that. It's simple. Magnets are not going to break down. And, you know, full blackout, you're not going to get any light leaking through at all. So that's a nice update to the curtains that were in the old one. Just show you how these awning style windows work. So it's actually a knob that you turn to open and close them. So very, very easy to turn. You don't need to have, like even if you have arthritis, you're not going to have any problems with these windows whatsoever. To the left of the bathroom, we have bunks. And neat design. You can see that each of your kids gets a cup holder, and they each get a USB and 12-volt plug charging station. Still USB-A, it'd be nice to see maybe one USB-C in there, seeing as how pretty much everything is USB-C these days. But still, that's a neat thing to have. And I'll just come down to the bottom and you'll see that the lower bunk gets that as well. So, and you can see we've got our magnetic shade on the lower bunk window right now. So you can see that if the kids want it dark, they're going to be able to have it dark. Or if they want to leave the windows open and let the air flow, if you're in a dark place, then they can do that as well. So the bunks are 72 inches or exactly 6 feet. One little thing that I would like to see changed is just this lip right here. I wouldn't mind to see that this was just cut a little bit lower. My son is taller than 6 feet and he would probably just want to have his feet hanging off the end of the bed. Now this is a very common floor plan. I've seen this at shows in sticks and tin trailers, but boy, I'll tell you, you're not going to get this in a sticks and tin trailer at 1,760 pounds.
It's time for pros and cons, and we'll start with the pros. Not surprisingly, for a trailer brand called Prolite, the weight is my first pro. With a base dry weight of just 1,760 pounds and a tongue weight of only 178 pounds, this bunkhouse trailer is within reach for just about any vehicle with a tow rating. My second pro is that you get that lightweight and the ability to comfortably sleep a family of 4, with 2 kids each getting their own bed. My final pro is the single-piece fiberglass roof that extends from the bottom front all the way to the bottom rear. Less seams means less potential for leaks. But nothing in life is perfect, and my first con is related to the floor plan. There is no way with this trailer to have the main bed and a dinette at the same time. So if you don't need to sleep forward, the Prolite Lounge would probably make more sense since it does allow both at the same time. My other two cons are nitpicks. I wish the outside storage door was just a little bit bigger, and I wouldn't mind seeing a torsion axle to smooth out the ride, although I will point out that I've towed a Prolite in the past and it towed just fine. All in all, the Prolite Profile represents a great entry point into RVing for a family of 4 who don't want the expense of a truck. Its lightweight makes it towable by most small SUVs, and it will comfortably sleep 4, especially since the kids each get their own bed. Interior fit, finish, and quality is also excellent. Its MSRP at the time of filming was $37,650 Canadian dollars, plus a $499 prep fee. Now, it's very difficult to find lightweight bunkhouses under 50k Canadian these days, so that price strikes me as fair. Now, if you don't need to sleep 4, check out our Prolite Lounge video linked on the screen. If you need a 5th bed, check out our Prolite Evasion video. Big thank you to today's sponsor, Arvika Bike Racks, and don't forget to check out the description for links and a 10% off discount code. Until the next video, take care.